Hey.
Hi. So, first of all, I am sending you, if you consent, a gigantic hug. Because it feels like everybody could use one right now. The energy in the collective today is pretty brutal. There's a lot of sadness and pain. And avoidance of that sadness and pain. As I was driving into town earlier today, I was thinking about my avoidant tendencies and how I've been trying to address those, and recognizing that avoidance is typically surfaces when you don't have the support, resources, or capacity to get your needs met in the moment. And that people who are avoidant and who kind of flee from conflict, typically there's something inside of us that we are also running from. And today it feels like the result of the things we've been running from are kind of tickling at those pain points and creating some tenderness. And for me, I know that there has been some sadness that I have been repressing and not allowing to really express itself, because I think I must have been afraid that once I allowed that emotion to come in, I wouldn't be able to turn it off. And continuing to run from the things that were creating pain, that's how I have so much lore. And the energy in the collective is a lot of pain, not having somebody to hold you and see you and recognize you and validate you in that pain. From being out today, the folks I interacted with almost universally were dealing with pretty high-grade anxiety. And a repression of emotions. Not just of sadness, but in general. I think this might be where the collective is slipping into dissociation as a coping mechanism, because the pain of what's happening around us is pretty fucking difficult to deal with, and we probably also don't want to feel like a burden to the people around us, because we know how much they are also already dealing with. So if some stuff is bubbling up, know that this is happening in the collective. So if you're feeling this inside of you, know that not all of this is yours. It's being amplified by the collective energy, and that you are absolutely not alone. And for those of you who are feeling, well, this is bringing up a lot of loneliness too. For those of you who, my loneliness is manifesting as feeling like I can't bring my true self to a lot of places because the depth of what I want to talk about isn't something that's socially acceptable. And that's creating a lot of grief as well. I like exploring the depths. And when I was out today, I realized just how uncomfortable a lot of people are talking about politics, religion, pain, suffering, anything beyond surface level. And it feels like every single one of us really just could use somebody to hold them and say, I've got you. I see you. You're not alone. I know it might be scary to look at these things, and our collective heart chakra is searching for human connection. And so my advice that I'm going to give is to reach out to somebody. And I'm like, am I going to take my own advice? So just know that if you're in this kind of weird liminal space, you're not alone, and I see you, and I am sending you a hug.